Wonderful. So we have everybody in the class. Now what I will do is give you guys a calculation and we will start. So Adam Adi also has joined. So first of all, happy Independence Day to all of you. It is 80th Independence Day for India. That's a big milestone. I hope to wish you all 100th Independence Day as well, but you will not be in my class, we will do it offline. Alright? Because 20 years from now, you guys will be like working somewhere in your in the profession of your choice. Alright, so let's get started. So, in the last class we talked about, is everybody okay with the temperature or it's bothering? Is the temperature okay? Okay. So, in the last class we started talking about probability. And interestingly, probability is an interesting as well as supposedly a difficult topic. That's what people say. As a teacher, I would never say, I'm not supposed to say that, because for me every topic is a topic that brings learning opportunity for us. So we'll talk about probability. We'll continue talking about probability. That is where we'll spend some time. But today, this week the agenda is, we will talk about factorials. Then we'll talk about the basic concepts of permutation and combination. And then tomorrow and maybe a class post that also, we will break our head with probability problems as much as we can. So, in the last class, if you guys remember, some of you have still turned your video off. I would request everybody to keep their videos on so that I'm not dealing with any probability if somebody is there in the class or not. Probability is nothing but a chance of something to happen, right? But when it comes to you guys, there is no probability. This is a confirmed opportunity for everybody to be here. So you being here in the class has 1 as a probability or 100% as a probability. Okay? Everybody keeping their video on is also has a probability of 1 or 100% probability. That means there is no chance you will have an opportunity of keeping your video off. Yeah? So see, we are relating a concept with what we do in our day-to-day. In our day-to-day life. So I see that some more kids have joined while I was busy blabbering. So I see Aryahi, Ananya have joined as well. So welcome to the class again. So today we are talking about probability, as I said. And the last class what we talked about was probability is nothing but a chance of something happening. Yeah. So if I say, what is the probability of me winning a lottery of $2 million? You will say 0 probability. Because that's how my fate is. I have never won $1 in my lifetime through any kind of gambling. I have only lost. So I will never be the person who will encourage you guys to do anything which has luck involved into it. I will only guide or navigate you guys to do hard work, unfortunately. I wish I could say, you just work with me for 2 hours and everybody becomes a millionaire. If I could do so, I will do that. But I don't think I have the ability to do so. So let's come back to probability. So probability, as we talked about, probability can be described mathematically as number of favorable events divided by total number of events. And just give me a second. Okay, so probability can be written mathematically as number of favorable events divided by total number of events. And that is what we learned in the last class. So I'm not going to debate on that one more time. we'll just keep this formula handy. Today we want to start with a concept called factorial. And what is a factorial? Have you guys heard the term factorial? Ananya says yes. Gushan? No. Dikshita? No. Riya? Pranav? Okay, so factorial is another method of multiplication. If I say 2 factorial, it is written like this, that number and the exclamation mark. And this is read, this can be interpreted as 1 into 2. If I say 3 factorial, it can be interpreted as 1 into 2 into 3 or 3 into 2 into 1. If I say 6 factorial, I am talking about 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So what it means is, you start whichever numbers factorial you are trying to find out, you start with that number, keep decrementing it by 1 till you go to 1. So if I say 3 factorial, it is as good as 3 times 2 times 1, which is 6. If I say 4 factorial, it is 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. If I say n factorial, I will start with n times n minus 1 times n minus 2, and it will go on till it becomes 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Okay? So any factorial is nothing but you start from that number, keep decrementing it by 1 till you reach 1. Okay? So what I would want to do is, I would want you guys to derive some value of factorial. And if I say find out 10 factorial, that might look like a big calculation. Gosh. So if I say any factorial, I am talking about that number times a number less than that times a number lesser than that. Keep decrementing it till you get to 1. So if I say find out 5 factorial, this is the first question. Find out 7 factorial, the second question. This is first question, this is second question, second task. Then comes 10 factorial times 15 factorial divided by 12 factorial. I want to see how you guys are thinking about it before I do anything about it. Solving it. Go ahead, Anya. You guys just try finding out the value of 5 factorial, 7 factorial and 10 factorial times 15 factorial divided by 12 factorial. Try finding it out, and then we will see who is able to do it versus who is struggling with it. And strict mandate is no calculator usage. Okay, let's see how you guys use it. Okay, good. Neeraj, carry on. Okay, anybody got the answer? Yes, Abhay, what did you get? Uh-huh. Okay. 13? Exponent form? Okay. So, Thiru, Sid, Pranav, Samhita, Rishan, Praneet, Dushan. Have you guys got anywhere closer to being done? Ananya, what's happening? A lot of calculation. How about you? See, my only recommendation to you guys would be never be shy when it comes to rubbing your hand against the notebook. That will make it much more efficient for you all. Ansika, how about you done? I'm sorry? Okay. Aryahi?
I'm still doing it, sir.
Still doing it? Okay. Alright. Ria, how about you done?
Still.
Okay. Hiranya, how about you?
Still working on.
Ananya, okay. Ananya and Hiranya, both are sounding somewhat similar, name wise. Yes to me. What did you get? Okay. Alright, so this was, let me acknowledge something quickly. That this, all the questions that I gave here, it was not to do a lot of calculation, but just to make sure that we get a hang of it. Okay? Any factorial that you hear about, like factorial 5, you start from 5, multiply that by number less than that, multiply that by number less than that, multiply that by number less than that, till you reach 1. And whatever this calculation tells us, that will be my value for factorial 5. This is more like a short form to represent a multiplication of multiple numbers. So here, if I have to calculate, now it's time for me to flex my calculation speed. So 5 4 is 20, 3 is 60 times 20 is 120. Okay, done. Now factorial 7, same thing, 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So this is up to here is 720 times 7. That will become 0, 7 to the 14, 7 to the 49 plus 150. 5040. Okay. And now here, this is where the catch is. Arsh, are you with me so far? Arsh, Hiranya, Dushan, are you with me? Okay. So here, this is where the catch was. 10 factorial times 15 factorial divided by 12 factorial. Now this will probably dry up the ink in your pen to some extent if you are doing that in a regular way. What we want to do is, we want to look at factorials a little differently. If I am looking at 15 factorial versus 12 factorial, 15 factorial will have 15 times 14 times 13 till 2 times 1. 12 factorial will have, this is 15 factorial. 12 factorial will be equal to 12 times 11 times 10 times 3 times 2 times 1. What it means is, up to 12 is anyways common. So when you are dividing 15 factorial by 12 factorial, you are saying that up to 12 is taken care. I have only these 3 extra. Yeah. So when you are dividing this guy here, you have 15 factorial here and 12 factorial here. So you are saying 10 factorial is something that is fixed. When this guy gets divided by this guy, we are left with only 15 times 14 times 13. Because up to 12, this guy takes care of. So if you look at it like a tic-tac-toe that I keep talking about, this is what your answer would be. So I'm not going to that calculation to spend another 5 minutes. Let's not do that. I was just trying to convey that you can divide and multiply factorials also, like the way you divide numbers. Factorials are nothing but a short form to represent a group of multiplication that is happening. And let us understand that. Is that okay? Now, all of you who were not there in the last class, or somebody who is trying to figure out what did we do with respect to probability in the previous class. So one formula that will not change is probability of any event is equal to number of favorable event or number of events with the constant divided by total number of events. So let's say if you guys are trying to figure out what are my chances of standing first in my class, okay, or securing the first rank in an exam in a class. What will be the probability? You will say, okay, I am only one child among, let's say, 150 kids in the class. This is a probability. Yeah. If somebody says, what is my probability of securing first or second rank in a class of 200 kids? So total number of events with the constant is 2, first and second rank, out of this. Correct? And what we learned in the last class was we looked at individual probability and we looked at compound probability also a little bit. What I mean by that is, if I have one coin, one fair coin, where if I toss it, I can get a head or I can get a tail. Okay? So we saw that, okay, what is the probability of getting one head or a tail is 1 out of the 2 events. This is for head and same thing is for tail also. Out of the 2 events, 2 possible events, one only will be head or one only will be tail. And then we extended it further by talking about what will be the probability if I am tossing 3 fair coins, what is the probability of getting 2 heads? Okay? But I am not going to go down that path. What I wanted to touch upon was that this coin's 2 events are independent of this coin's 2 events of head and tail, are independent of this coin's 2 events of head and tail. So total number of events will be this times this times this. Yeah. So if you have to calculate the probability of getting 2 heads, you will say total number of events is 2 times 2 times 2, 8. And what is the total number of events where I can get 2 heads? I can get head like this, or I can get head like this. I can get head, I can get tail, head and head. There are only 3 combinations, right, where I can get 2 heads by flipping 3 coins, right? Am I missing something? No, right? So my probability turned out to be 3 over 8. Now, the only takeaway I want you guys to keep in mind is, if I have 3 independent events, or let's say even dependent events, if you have to find out a combined probability, you end up combined number of events, you end up multiplying all the events individually. We'll look at some examples. Let's say I have 3 chairs. These are 3 chairs. Now we are moving from factorial to permutation and combination understanding. Okay? And yeah, are you okay with that? Yeah, okay. So I know post lunch sessions might get a little bit boring, so that's why I'll keep on checking with you guys. Okay? Everybody, so Hiranya, Gulshan, Deekshita, Niska, Ansika, Nanya, Arav, Adi, everybody okay? Riya, Sanita, okay. Okay. So we are talking about permutation and combination. What is the basic difference between permutation and combination? Let me hear your opinion first before I start. Before I open my mouth. What is the basic difference between permutation and combination? Or what is permutation? Let's say. You guys need water? Sure. Yeah, okay with it, right? No. I thought you were having a headache or something. Okay. So my question to you guys, what is permutation and what is combination? Let me hear you guys first. Yes, Pranav. Say it one more time for combination. Okay. That is one way of looking at it. Anybody having a different point of view? Anything to add on to what Pranav said? Risha, Riya, Samita, Danya, Praneet, Nanya, anybody? Nanya, two Nanyas. I will say one Nanya and that teaches both the Nanyas. Ayush, Sri, Ram. What is permutation? Let's try understanding that in a conceptual way first. No? Okay, so what Pranav said. Ansika, any thought, Pranav? Ansika, Prisha, you were very quiet today. You are not supposed to be so quiet. What is your understanding of permutation? Okay, let me, yes, Pranay, go ahead. Okay, so let's say I'm talking about, let's say I have 3 places to be filled, okay? 3 places to be filled. This is place A, this is place B, and this is place C. Maybe there are 3 positions in the class, right? Somebody being a treasurer of the class, somebody being the student leader of the class, somebody being a sports anchor of the class, whatever it be. And I have 10 kids in the class. I'm trying to fill these 3 positions. When I'm trying to fill the first position, how many options do I have? Total 10. I can randomly pick anybody from this class. Okay? Now, once I pick the first position, how many ways I can pick the second position? 9, because one of the child is gone. Second position can be filled by any of the 9 kids. And third position is something that can be filled in 8 different ways, because 2 of the kids are exhausted here. Yeah. So when you look at this one, we were going in a certain order. We first picked the first position. We did not say that okay, let me not mix up 2 things. When we picked up the first position, we said, okay, I am filling up the position of, let's say, the vice president of the class. I chose one of the 10 kids. Now this position is gone. Second position, I could fill in 9 ways. And third position, I could fill in 8 different ways. After consuming 1 child for every position. So this is, look at this scenario. And second scenario is, I have the same 10 kids. And I have to create different number of groups of 3 kids each. Okay, just give me a second. Just give me a second. My daughter's teacher left something here. Sorry for a little bit of interruption. Are you okay so far or it's getting a little boring? Ananya, no, Ananya on the screen. Ananya, Riya, are you guys okay so far? Okay. Ananya, Kanita, ready? Okay. So, here in this case, what we did was we picked up every position and we tried filling up those positions. So, let me create a small tree here. And I will, let's say this was the first position. When I picked up the position A, I had 10 kids. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And after filling the first position, I could fill the second position in 9 ways, okay? So there are 9 options for filling this one. And for every option here, I had 8 options for the third position. So what is happening is, if you visualize this, or let me pick an easy number. Let's say I have 4 kids to fill 3 positions. So let's say first position, let me make it like a tree structure, okay? So this is the first position. This is, okay. So this is the first position here, first place. I had 4 kids and I had to pick 3 positions, okay? So first position I could pick kids, any of the kids in any order. I had 4 options in total. Now, after we picked up this first place, now let's look at the second place. Second place I could pick in 3 ways. If one is gone here, 2, 3 or 4, one of these we could pick. And when I picked up the second place, the third place, again what happens is, this blows up. So here, let me create this table structure first and then we will relate to it. If you give yourself 30 seconds to look at the structure, what is happening is, I had 3 positions to fill with 4 kids. I had 4 options when I was trying to fill the first position. After I filled the first position, for the second position, this was my second position actually. I had 3 options. I could, let's assume that the first position taken by child number 1, then second, third or fourth were the 3 kids from which I could choose. So I have 3 options here. Now, if you look at this one, the third level, third position actually. After filling the first position with first child and second position with second child, the third position could be filled in 2 different ways. If I am picking first position with first child and second position with third child, this third position, excuse me, third position could be filled in by either second or fourth child. If I am picking the first position with the first child and second position with the fourth child, the third position could be filled by second or third child. So here what you are seeing is, there are how many ways I could pick up 1, 2 and 3. This is 1, 1, 2 and 4 is second, 4, let's do 6. We had 6 options, 6 different ways to fill the number of, or fill these 3 positions with only the first child being used in the first place. Similarly, same thing will repeat. So you will say 6 here, 6 here, 6 here and 6 here. Total 24. I will take a pause here. is this tree structure making sense or not making sense first? Yeah. So what we are doing is, we have 4 kids to fill 3 positions. And we are trying to find out how many different ways we can fill those positions. So we are looking at our options in the most manual way. First position, I have 4 options I can choose from. Let's assume that first position is taken by the first child. Then these are the number of options we have for filling the second and third position. Similarly, if I pick the first position with the second kid, we'll have the same number of 6 options here. Second, here you will say, okay, you have 3 options. 1, 3 and 4. When you are going for this one, you have 1, 2 and 4 for the second position. When you are going for this one, you have 1, 2 and 3 for the second position. Yeah. So here, in this case, you had 6 options to fill the first position. I mean, where you fix the first position, then 6 options to pick the second and third position. If you are fixing this as a first position, then you have another 6 options. Third position, another 6 options, and this repeats. But this is just the pictorial repetition effect. Now, if you look at, so this totals up to 24. Now let's look at it mathematically. Simple. First position I had 4 options. Second position I had 3 options. Third position I have 2 options. If I just multiply these 4 times 3 times 2 is also 24. Matches with this one. Yeah. So this is just a correlation that we are trying to draw here. That if I have certain positions to be filled with certain options, how do I do the distribution and how do I get to the number of ways in which I can arrange things. And this is permutation, because here if you look at it, 1, 2 and 3, this is one combination. 2, 1 and 3, this will be another combination. 3, 1 and 2, this will come from here. So we are actually caring about which one comes first, which one comes second, which one comes third. And that is what is the basic premise of permutation, where when you arrange things in a certain order, that is called permutation. If I had to say this, if we had to pick a team of three kids from 4 kids, there are certain number of ways we can pick 3 kids. Okay, I can pick 1, 2, 3 as one group, 2, 3 and 4 as another group, 1, 3, 4 as another group. I think that's it, right? Am I missing in the group? Here 1, 2, 3 or 3, 2, 1 are considered same thing. Here you don't care about the order actually. You're just creating 3 groups. Group of 3 kids. And you're trying to find out how many unique groups or combinations I can find out. So that is the basic difference between permutation and combination at concept level. So if you're trying to arrange certain things in certain order, when you're trying to arrange things in certain ways, keeping the order in mind, whether the first comes first or second comes first, that matters. We're talking about permutation. When order doesn't matter, you're just talking about combination of different groups. Here 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2 are considered different. You're counting them 3 times. Here it's only 1 time. You're not bothering about the order in which they are selected. Okay? So that is the basic difference between permutation and combination and concept level. And I have a fear, I have a feeling that I'm making you guys feel sleepy. Is that correct? Ranit is not sleepy, I can see him. Ananya, is he sleepy? Yeah? Okay. Now, it could be because of me. If I'm not keeping it exciting enough, that could be the reason for kids to get bored and start feeling sleepy. Arsh, are you okay so far? Arsh, Sinanya, Usha, Adit, why everybody is turning their video off? Can you guys keep it on, please? That will be really great. Don't turn off your video, okay? It sounds very sad on my part that if I have to keep on reminding you guys to turn your video on every 2 minutes or every 5 minutes. Okay? Please don't keep turning it off. So this is the basic premise of permutation combination. When we say permutation, here the order matters. When we say combination, we just talk about different ways to create a group of certain number of groups, basically, a number of ways in which you can create groups of certain elements. So let's do one thing. I will go to derive the formula for permutation and derive the formula for combination also. But before we do that, what I want to do is, I want you guys to do some arm wrestling with some problems. Then only we will be able to get to the next level. So let me put some questions here that will at least set the expectation with respect to what we are trying to get to. So let me read the first question. Okay? Some of you would know about the permutation formula, some of you will know about the combination formula, some of you will not know about it. But don't worry about the formula, let's see how our brain processes this kind of problems, and then we'll see how do we attach or associate that with the formula. First question is, how many ways can 6 people be arranged in a row for a photograph? How many ways 6 people can be arranged in a row in a photograph? For a photograph. Yes, Pradeep. 720. Okay. Anybody else? Ash, Anshika, Ananya. Yes, Pranab, go ahead. 720. How much? 720? Okay. So, what else is it? Yeah. Okay. You need water, sir? Anybody? You need water? Yeah, go ahead. Okay. So here it's not about getting 720. Do you understand why people are saying 720? I'm there to go. You muted yourself before you completed your statement.
Oh, I did. I said I did. It's
Okay.
just that, my Wi-Fi was really out.
Okay. Alright. So here's the thing. Why Praneeth, Pranav and everybody is thinking about 720 is, the question was saying how many ways you can arrange 6 kids in a row for a photograph. Now look at it. These are the 6 places for the photograph, right? These are like 6 chairs where you can make the people sit. And there are 6 people to be arranged here. Now let's say I am one of them. Okay, this is me, the round figure. Okay, that is me. It really matters to you guys that whether I am sitting here or here or here. Somebody who thinks that I am not photogenic would want to push me here. Yeah, that order matters. So here, it's when you're talking about making people sit in a arrange. What am I talking? If you are trying to figure out how many ways people can be arranged, 6 people can be arranged, you can think of first position you can fill in 6 different ways. This position you can fill in 5 different ways, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now what you are seeing is, if I'm fixing this place, I can do it in 5 different ways, then this in 5 different ways, 4 different ways. So what is happening is, for every position, second position, you have 5 options. For every second position, the third position, you have 4 options. And this is happening 6 times. So we will not try creating this tree structure because this will keep on making it complicated for us to look at. Simple thing is, how many ways I can arrange it? 6 different ways. And if I am picking any of the numbers from 1 to 6 here for the first place, I am certainly not picking this one in any of the subsequent phases. Or if 1 is picked in the first place and 3 is picked in this place, this is different from 3 being picked in this place and this being picked in this place. So we are looking at the permutation scenario where we are saying that the order matters. So every position that we are looking at, they are independent, and when I pick up something here, that will dictate how many options we'll have here. So 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Now I'm having a learning from myself, that is, if something is simple enough and if I try explaining that might complicate it. So I'm not doing that. 620 you guys said, and this is exactly same as 6 factorial or 720, whichever way you guys want to get to it. Okay? So I'm not going there. But everybody is okay with whatever was told, right? Now let's look at the second question, and we'll try going a little fast because I have put 10 questions as a jump start for today, and then we'll look at the permutation, combination, formula derivation tomorrow. Next question is, a committee of 4 people is to be selected from a group of 10 people. A committee of 4 people is to be selected from a group of 10 people. In how many ways can this be done? A committee of 4 people is to be selected from a group of 10 people. In how many ways can this be done? First question to you guys is it a permutation scenario or is it a combination scenario? And then we'll look at, yeah. You saying something? Yes, Pradeep. Okay, so we will not try finding out the answer for this one, okay? So, I am just reading the question one more time. A committee of 4 people is to be selected. Now let's say in that committee, I mean all the kids we have here in the class, let's say we are trying, let's say on the screen I have 10 kids right now, okay? So, out of 10, if I am trying to form a committee of 4, I am not really biased with Ansika or Pranav or Praneet or Advik, Arav, Ananya, Hiranya, Vikshita, anybody. I am not biased for anybody. I am only concerned about picking 4 kids. So the idea is, in how many ways? And again, we are talking about 10 kids are there. From that, we are trying to choose 4 kids. How many combination of 4 kids I can make from a group of 10 kids? It's a combination scenario. And I am not going to talk about the combination formula right now. I am just trying to give you guys the ability to make the judgment. So, if I read this question one more time, a committee of 4 people is to be selected from a group of 10 people. In how many ways can this be done? And as you can read between the lines, there is nothing to bother about the order. In your committee, if you are picking people number 1, people number 6, 4 and 2, this group and 6, 1, 4, 2 are ideally considered same because it's the same set of people. You will not be double counting it. The order doesn't really matter. Yeah. If let's say if I'm choosing a group of 4, if I'm choosing Ansika and both Ananya, one online, one with me in the classroom, and Advik, yeah, 4 done. So Ansika, Advik, and then both Ananya. Do I really care whether I'm picking Ananya on the screen first or Ananya in the classroom first? It doesn't matter, right? For me, it's a team of 4. Done. Yeah. I don't really care whether Advik's name is getting picked up in the first place or third place. It doesn't really matter. For me, what matters is Advik, Ansika, and both Ananyas are there in the group. Done deal. Nothing to worry. So here, when you clearly see that the order doesn't matter, the way you will calculate will be based on combination strategy. If the order matters, then you will calculate based on a permutation strategy. And we will decode the formula, we will derive the formula in the next class and we will talk about it. Today we are just trying to make sure that we align ourselves to build that understanding. Next one. How many 4-digit numbers can be formed using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? How many 4-digit numbers can be formed using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Now, I don't want the answer. I only want to know Is it a permutation scenario? Is it a combination scenario? If whatever you think, why you think so? And Praneeth, you will have the second chance. I want somebody to talk before you, okay? You are carrying the whole group with you. I want everybody to stay awake with me. Gushan, what do you think? Is it a permutation scenario or is it a combination scenario? No, see again, you guys don't have to be shy or even afraid of it. I'll come to you, okay? I'm just randomly picking up some names. And I'm just trying to read your mind, that's it. So Gushan, I'll read the question one more time, okay? And again, I'm not picking on you for sure. How many 4-digit numbers can be formed using the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? Is it a permutation scenario or is it a combination scenario? Little louder, Peter.
I think it's a permutation.
Permutation? Okay. Are you telling me what is Gushan, whatever Gushan is saying is right or not?
I think he's right.
Why?
Because when you have you have 6 total digits that you can choose from, but you can only use 4 of them. Right? So then let's say the first digit and whatever the second digit is depends on what the first, because the digits can't repeat, right? So based on that, it would just be 6 times 5, which it would be permutation.
Okay. So kids are saying that it's a permutation scenario. And now what do you think? You agree?
I thought it was combination.
You thought it's combination? Wonderful, I like it. I want you guys to argue and fight with each other so that everybody will get a very firm understanding of things. Praneeth, what do you think? Okay. Prisha, what do you think? Prisha, Anshika, what do you guys think? Okay, Anshika. Yeah. So, okay, now I have bothered you guys enough. Oh, no problem, it's okay. So, it's a permutation scenario. Again, we are trying to form a 4-digit number. So this is a 4-digit number. So units place, tens place, hundreds place, and thousands place. It's like filling 4 positions with 6 numbers, 1 to 6. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4, 3, 2, 1 are 2 different numbers. Though it did not say order matters or doesn't matter, but we know from practical experience that 1, 2, 3, 4 is 1234 and this is 4321. So these are 2 different numbers. The question says how many 4-digit numbers. So this is one number and this is another number. These two are not the same numbers. So this is certainly a permutation scenario. Yeah. Gushan, you were giving the answer, but you were doubting yourself. My only request to you guys is don't doubt yourself. It's okay to give a wrong answer based on firm belief. If that belief is not right, we'll fix it. That's okay. Alright? Everybody okay? Now, before I move on, one quick reminder to everybody. I don't think everybody is watching the video. I was observing the comments and I said not everybody. So I did not mean Arav, I did not mean Ansika, or I did not mean Praneeth in particular. I'm saying majority of the class is not watching the video to revise what we did and probably did not make the notes also. This is a new approach that I'm recommending you guys. I'm rather mandating it because nobody else will ever bother to watch my video. My only viewers are you guys, and you guys are my viewers for a reason. So whatever we are doing in the class, since I insist you guys not to take notes, so this is an opportunity for revising what we do in the class and then making your own notes in your own way, right? I mean, after you watch the video, the class might turn out to be a 5-line notes, not more than that. I don't teach so many things in one class, right? And problems you are not going to know. You are only going to note down the key concepts that we learned and put a summary in the way you understood. So make sure that you are not missing on that thing. I would certainly want to see more comments from you guys, and that there is a format for that where you say, this is Sri. Today we talked about permutation combination. Okay, just one line. But that gives me the confirmation that yes, my kids have gone through it to ensure that whatever we talk in the class, that gets recorded in some shape or form. Okay? Alright. And again, it's not a money making stunt because you guys, 15 kids, if they give me 15 views, what will I get from YouTube? YouTube talks in millions. I don't have millions of kids. So it's not a way to get money from YouTube. It is more to ensure that the videos are used for right reason. Okay? Alright, let's go to the next problem. Yep, somebody was saying something, Hiranya or somebody? I saw somebody unmuting themselves? No? Okay. So I would want to see more comments coming from you guys, okay? Yeah? Randy? Okay. Let's go to the next one. In how many ways can the letters of the word mother be arranged? In how many ways the letters of the word mother can be arranged? Is it a permutation problem? Is it a combination problem?
I think it's a combination problem.
Okay, Rani? Little louder. Permutation? Ram, what do you think? It's a permutation problem or combination problem? Permutation, Ananya? Permutation? Ananya on screen, what do you think? Permutation? Not sure. Rani? No, Pranit has already given the answer. Riya, what do you think?
What was the question? Sorry.
Alright, the question was, the question says, in how many ways the letters of the word mother can be arranged? And we are not trying to find the absolute answer actually. I'm just trying to see how you guys are aligning your thoughts around it. Is it a permutation problem? Is it a combination problem?
Is it a combination?
It's combination? Okay, Pranav, what do you think? I'm sorry? Permutation? Arsh, what do you think? Arsh, can you hear me that? I'm sorry? You think permutation? Okay. Okay. How about Arsh, Adik and Arab? What do you guys think? Permutation? Permutation? So, see, if I read the question one more time, it says, how many ways can the letters of the word mother be arranged so that the vowels, okay, leave that part. How many ways the letters of the mother can be arranged? There are more flavors, more complications to it, I am not going there. But you will not be clearly told in an explicit way whether it's whether order matters or not matters. We know that we can make a judgment that okay, if order matters, then permutation, if order doesn't matter, it's combination. Here, not every question will tell you explicitly whether order matters or not. You have to make your judgment. It says how many ways this can be arranged. Now look at it. If I change this to OMTHER, it's a different word altogether. I don't know whether there is a word like this that exists in Oxford or not. I have not heard about it. But mathematically, if I look at it, this word and this word are different. Okay? In math view. Okay? So, even if it doesn't say that the order doesn't matter here, order matters here or doesn't matter here, you know that order matters. Because if you jumble the letters, the meaning will change, the word will change. So literally the order matters. If I write THERMO, thermo, confident is the word, but this and this will be counted separately. The order matters, so it's a clear-cut permutation case. Yeah? Everybody agrees to that? Let's look at one more problem. So today, let's treat this like a warm-up session where we are just trying to make sure that we, by seeing the statement or question itself, we can make a judgment. Oh, is it a permutation problem? Is it a combination problem? If you are able to make that judgment, and tomorrow when I decode the formula for you guys, you will just start applying. That's it. Yeah. Next one. From a group of 8 men and 5 women, a committee of 5 is to be formed with exactly 3 men and 2 women. How many ways this can be done? Now hear the question one more time. From a group of 8 men and 5 women, a committee of 5 is to be formed with exactly 3 men and 2 women. How many ways can this be done? Is it a permutation problem? Is it a combination problem? Ananya? Yeah. Okay.
Combination.
Okay. Confused. Okay. Anshika? A little louder, because you guys have to learn the trick of shouting at your teacher. Combination. Dikshita? Ash? Combination. You guys need to sound a little more confident. Okay? I want you guys to get into the fighting mode. So I think it's combination. If it's wrong, it's wrong. It's okay. It's figure it out. Nobody gets a negative score for giving wrong answer in this class. Yes, Pranab. Combination. See the confidence. I want you guys to be confident, overconfident guys. Yes, Pranab. Said. Combination. It is a combination problem because it says in how many ways a committee of 5 people can be formed from a group of X number of men and X number of women. One number of women, right? Now it doesn't matter. We don't know the characteristics or skills of those people. We just know them as numbers. So let's see if I have 8 men and 5 women. As per math, men 1 versus men 8 are same. There is no differentiation, no discrimination, no intelligence to figure out who should be picked up based on priority. So it's like A. You are choosing 3 men out, choosing 3 men out of 5, and you are choosing 2 women out of 5 women. So it's a combination scenario. So let's make sure that we are very clear about which approach, which combination we are talking about. Is it permutation? Is it combination? If we are clear about that, all the calculation that you will see after this will become much more easier. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next problem. Oh, class is over. I realized it's almost 4 o'clock. So fine. So what did we do today? We just